of those is Grant Robertson from the Labour Party. And we've got 2.5 to 3 minutes, and we're going to keep them honest to that. Grant Robertson.
Kia ora koutou, fantastic to see such a great turnout here today. You know, the truth is, if this was just a normal trade agreement, I probably wouldn't be standing up in front of you now. But every single one of you knows, and New Zealanders coming to know, that this is so much more than a trade agreement. This is an agreement about New Zealanders having to give away the right to make laws and policies in our interests, and that is wrong, and we cannot accept that. Now, for anyone who thinks that that statement I just made comes from nowhere, that's almost word for word what's in the government's own national interest analysis. And for the first time in one of those documents about a so-called trade deal, there is that statement that signing this diminishes our right to make laws in our interests and to do the things that a government thinks is in the best interests of New Zealanders. So my message today is this. This is far from over. Right now in Auckland, there's a Canadian Minister of Trade who's signing her name to this agreement. But she has put out a statement on behalf of Justin Trudeau's new government saying that doesn't mean Canada is ratifying this agreement. And there's not one presidential candidate in the United States polling more than 5% who actually supports this agreement. This agreement is not ratified. This is not over. As New Zealanders, we have to stand together, stand up for our rights to make laws in our own interests, and continue to take to the national government the view that you must listen to New Zealanders on this issue. I have to leave you right now because I'm going up to Waitangi, and I am disgusted by the national government's decision to sign this agreement 2 days before we celebrate Waitangi Day. That is in Waitangi today, there are Māori who are sitting there saying, we thought we were past the time when a government said to Māori, everything's okay, just trust us, it's all right, it's fine, and we'll consult you after we've done all of the negotiating. I thought we were past that in New Zealand. Māori and non-Māori alike in New Zealand deserved a better go from this government in terms of being listened to, being brought inside the tent. So my message to all of you is, let's broaden the tent of this. Let's talk to our friends. Not everybody's over the detail of this, but many New Zealanders are worried and concerned. Let's build this campaign and let's continue to stand up for New Zealand. Kia kaha.
Thank you, Grant. And he's definitely right. This stuff is happening. These guys are only going to get a say on the ratification. So now is the time that we must get more further involved with our representatives so that the resistance is a demonstrous resistance. Only then will we change it. Because it is up to us. It's not up to the people in Parliament. It's up to us. I'd like to introduce to you the Greens' Kennedy Graham as our next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Let the people decide. Let the people decide. Because they have not had a chance to do so until this moment. And this moment is actually just the beginning. It's not the end, it's the beginning. And from now on, the people are going to decide about this agreement. The Green Party has been the loudest and longest voice opposing all free trade agreements of modern times, not just the TPP. Why? Because they have tended to be deceptions. They are not actually truly trade deals. They are something else. Why are we opposing it? The one thing it is not, the TPP, is a 21st century gold standard model. That It is not. It is a deception. It is a throwback, a relic from the 1990s diplomatic deals. It is not in New Zealand's interests. It's there for the global corporates. It's not there for the national citizens. It tramples on the environment. It tramples on human rights. It tramples on the environment. Economic policies have to be pursued within ecological limits. This one does not. It tramples on human rights. I think it was Greg quoted from the independent UN human rights expert about trade. I will not repeat that. It tramples on human rights. This deal, this exercise is not over yet. Signing up in Auckland today is simply symbolic. It is ceremonial. What counts is ratification, as Grant mentioned a moment ago. That begins from today. As I understand it, the text is going to be submitted to this House next Tuesday. It will automatically be transferred into the Foreign Affairs, Defence and Trade Committee. I'm a member of that committee. I want to see the text and then the implementing legislation opened up to submissions across the country. I want to see my committee travelling across the country, meeting New Zealanders, listening to them, conveying their voices into the committee, into the parliament, to the government. Because that has not happened, it has not been transparent, they have not been accountable as yet. That changes from today. The Foreign Affairs Committee room, I assure you, is not large. Fill it up. Everybody in this room, make a submission, ask for a hearing, come along and fill up that room so it is bursting to the seams, and let them know your views. Let the people decide.
Thank you, Kennedy. And he's definitely right, as I was saying before, we do need to partake in this. Wellington TPP free.